Most guitarists can play chords, but when it's time to solo, everything falls apart. Here's the thing, if you can play chords, you can already solo. I was using this idea long before I even knew it had a name. Simple chord shapes repeating up the neck. And there's something built into those shapes that unlocks the fretboard. That's what this video is about. So here's all we're doing today. We're not talking about caged, and we're not getting into theory. We're going to start with the first shape, the one that finally made the fretboard click for me. Let me show you. Okay, so we're going to start with an open G chord. So you can play an open G chord like that, or maybe you might want to play it like that. You can leave out this note right here and just play here. And there's different ways you can play that chord. I'm going to show you something that's a really cool tool to use and to visualize what it's like to play the different chord shapes. I'm going to put this capo right here on the nut right there of the guitar. And now we're going to play this G chord, and we're going to play like our index finger is right there where that capo is. So if we were going to do that, then we would need to finger it like this. I would need to use my pinky for the root note, which is the G note, and play it something like this. Now that's playing 5 strings. If we wanted to play the top E, we'd hit that note right there. So you can play it once again like this. You can play it like this. Or you could play it leaving out the E and the A string and just play it like this. So the idea, once again, is your index finger takes the place of the capo. So now we're going to take that concept and we're going to slide it up 2 frets. So we're going to bring the capo to the 2nd fret right there. And now instead of the G being our root note, this A, we're going up 2 frets. So this A right there is our root note. So we're going to do the exact same thing, only thing this time we're going to be playing an A major chord. And once again, our finger is right there where the capo would be. All right, so before we remove the capo, I just want to show you, if I was to take this capo and say move it up to the 5th fret, now my root note is this C right here. So that would look like this, or like this. And so it's the same thing no matter where you want to put the capo, and of course your index finger is going to take the place of the capo. So for this video, we're just going to focus on the A major chord. And so once again, we're there now with the capo, and now we're going to remove the capo, and we're going to put our index finger right there on that 2nd fret. Now the big question is, do you have to bar all 6 strings? I would say no, you don't, but you can if you want. You can do that if you want to. It's totally up to you. My favorite way to play this shape is mute your bottom E and your top E strings and just play these right here. And that basically just gives you the A major triad with the 3rd on the top. We're not going to get into theory, but there's your open A. This would be the 3rd of the chord. 5th is your E. And so you're basically starting with the 3rd. That's the way I like to play it. There's lots of different things you can do with this fingering. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the pentatonic position that goes perfectly over this shape right here. Now we're talking about the G shape, and right now we're playing an A major chord. Once again, you can move that anywhere you wanted to. If you wanted to move it here, now you've got a C major chord. So this diagram is showing you all of the root notes that are in red. So there's your root note. There's your root note, and there's your root note. It's also showing you the 3rd and the 5th of the chord or the triad. So you got a 1, 3, 5. Well, your 3 is your C sharp, and your 5 is your E. So here's your basic triads. And And so if you play these three notes without playing anything else, that's a triad that you can basically take and slide it up anywhere you want. So this is kind of like the middle of that chord. So this is A, this is C, this is D, this is E, and so forth, so on. And we can also look at the actual arpeggio with this shape and these notes. Looks like this. Okay, so on the diagram, all of the notes put together is the pentatonic position. And if you notice, you could start with this A as your root note, but if you notice, the lowest one on the diagram is that F sharp right there. And we're going to talk about that, and that's going to be really important to understand this relationship between the A and the F sharp. But for right now, let's look at this pentatonic position. We're going to end with our root note right there. Now this should be very familiar to you, because if we started on this F sharp, then that whole position is the minor pentatonic scale that most everybody learns when they first learn how to play the guitar. If we start with the F sharp and we end with the F sharp, that's basically your minor pentatonic. You're playing that over an F sharp minor chord. So if we start with this A right here, we can do the exact same notes, end with our A right there, and now that is our A major pentatonic scale. And once again, it's all based on the root note. So if you had an F sharp minor chord and F was your root note, then that would be all minor. Minor pentatonic, minor chord. If you play this A as your root note, or this one, however, now it's all major. That would go over a A major chord or an A major triad, and it's an A major pentatonic scale. By the way, if you want some extra help connecting all this stuff on the fretboard, I put together a free lead guitar reference guide. It covers the major scale, pentatonics, caged, plus I recently added the extended pentatonic and a new diagram showing each chord shape with its matching pentatonic position. And when you grab it, you'll also get my weekly insights, short, practical tips to help you understand your guitar with more clarity and confidence. If you want a copy of it, just comment free PDF and I'll send you the link. Now back to the video. So now what's really cool is just in this G shape, we've got an A major pentatonic scale and an F sharp minor pentatonic scale. All those notes are exactly the same. You're just starting with different root notes. And this is your minor versus this is your major. Now, why that's really cool and why I want to really bring that home is because no matter where you're at on this fretboard, anytime you have a major right here, if you walk down 1, 2, 3 frets and play the minor chord, then that is your relative minor of that key, or in relation to that chord. So if you just was on this A chord and then went down to this F sharp, then you'd be going from an A major pentatonic notes or scale to an F sharp minor pentatonic notes or scale. And you can do that anywhere on the fretboard with any chord. So if you started on this one right here, that would be a D note. There's your D major right there. Walk down 3 notes. And there's your B minor. And so this is going to come in really handy when you start moving around, when you play over different chords. If you can be in this hand position in this G shape and always have 2 chords that you can play over, then to me that's pretty cool. You can do a lot with that. So once again, if we just stay in A right here, or we're in F sharp minor, then I can do licks and phrases going back and forth between these chords. So I can start with A, to F sharp minor, hit my root note right there. And once again, I'm coming back to my root notes. I'm playing the notes that work great. With whichever triad or chord I'm playing over. So that is the whole key right there. One shape. You can move all up and down the fretboard, and you've got a choice between a major pentatonic scale or a minor pentatonic scale using all the exact same notes. No matter what chord you want to be playing over, no matter where you're at, you can use this concept. And once this G shape clicks, the rest of the neck starts opening up fast. If you want to see the next shape, just tell me which one you want, E, D, C, or A, and I'll make that the next video. If you want to take this even further, watch this video next. It shows you how to connect these shapes across the neck so you never get stuck in one spot. I'll see you there.